In this video, we are going to take a look at my Midwest Industries 11.5 Criterion Core Night Fighter, which is actually one of my top 5 ARs I recommend to anybody looking for either a first or your next rifle. These are just absolutely fantastic out of the box, and of course mine has some upgrades on it which we will talk about, but in my opinion this is a very hard to beat value for money option right now. The best way to support the channel is by becoming a member of the kit page, where I provide discount codes and organize all the links to everything I talk about on the channel. Midwest is an amazing company and they decided to partner with me to offer an exclusive code for kit page members to use that will save you a ton on whatever you want from their site. First link below. Make sure you signed up for the first range day of the year. Now that the weather is amazing and life has calmed down a little bit for me, I'm finally getting one on the calendar. Details are linked in the description. Big thank you to the sponsors, HSL Ammo, who supplies all of the ammo you see me shoot. They have some of, if not the best ammo pricing available, especially with my code below. I love HSL, and of course Optics Planet, thank you so much. Again, I have discount codes for both of them below. Make sure you check below for the full disclosure, which does tell you that I got this rifle for free and my relationship with Midwest Industries. Let's get into the build. I'm sure you're curious about the custom Cerakote, which was done by Culper Precision in Utah. I'm a huge fan of practical camo patterns and colors, and they are expert at achieving the goals I had for this build. Absolutely masterfully done. If you need any type of Cerakote or gunsmithing, they are absolutely the guys that I recommend. Also, if you're going to do anything with them, check my website for a link to them under the free code section of the kit page. They do phenomenal work. Huge fan of this. Starting with the base of the actual rifle, we of course have the Midwest Industries 11.5 Night Fighter, which out of the box comes absolutely stacked with fantastic parts and accessories. All of that is one of the top reasons why I love this rifle so much, so let's talk about all of the features that it comes with. To start, the barrel is a Criterion 11 5-inch chambered in 223 Wild. It's chrome lined, phosphate coated, and made with 4150 chromoly vanadium, which does incredibly well at high temperatures. It's very long lasting and in my experience so far, very accurate. I will do more tests on this barrel because so far I've mostly tested the heat performance, which did incredibly well. By the end of shooting the intro, we had over 500 rounds through it. The suppressor was red hot and the barrel was still holding great groups. I'll make sure to do an accuracy test and let you know how that goes, but if I had to guess, it's going to be fantastic. I'm a huge fan of Criterion. I think Midwest made a phenomenal choice going with them for their Night Fighter line, and you can really tell they care about building a solid rifle over money, because I'm sure that's not a cheap way to go. So already you're getting a fantastic barrel. Moving to the next couple features, the gas system is just a standard carbine length non-adjustable option, but so far has run really well. I do wish there was an adjustable gas block, but that's something I can easily upgrade myself, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. The upper and lower are both 7075 T6 aluminum, and the lower is forged, which is really cool. Super strong, basic, and reliable. All things I really care about in a rifle. The bolt carrier group is also made by Midwest, and it's solid M16 pattern. Haven't had a single issue with it. You also get a Radian Raptor and Talon, which are absolutely fantastic. I run the Talon on almost every single one of my builds. I love them, and the Raptor is a staple charging handle. Also one of my top 3 picks. Again, not cheap from a manufacturer standpoint to have those on a rifle out of the box, but like I said, they care more about building a good rifle, which I love. It also comes of course with their signature combat rail, which I've used these for years and have loved them. They do get hot pretty quick because they're so thin, but they also cool down fast, so pros and cons there. They include a BCM Mod 3 grip, which this grip also made my top 3 favorites from the AR video that I made, and they also include their own flip-up irons, which are fantastic quality. They do make their own trigger guard, which looks fantastic, and their end plate has a built-in QD, which again is something that's really nice they do out of the box. This rifle is really well thought out, and you can start to see why I love it so much. It does come with an SBA 5 brace, but we're not going to talk about that because they're not my favorite. I'm definitely team SBA 4, but this does the job. And the trigger that it comes with is a pretty good mil-spec option, but I always switch over to a Geissele Super Duty or a Trigger Tech. In this case, it's the Geissele because they are one of my favorites. The other upgrades I made myself were swapping the A2 flash hider for a Dead Air Xeno 3-prong, which is one of my favorite muzzle devices. The light is my typical setup from Surefire, which is a Scout Turbo with a dual switch cap and the mod light button with the cables managed by some goon tape. By far one of the best light setups that I've found. And the angled grip down here is from Edgar Sherman Design, and these are amazing on shorter builds, very comfortable. The main optic here is the XPS3 from EOTech, and again, I have the hood Cerakoted to match the build. I'm a big fan of EOTech. I think these run really well, and I've personally never had any issues with them. Now moving on to the suppressor, which is the Exigent Defense Fireteam 556. Now I do have a list of pros and cons for this can to hopefully help you make the best decision for you, because there are so many options out there right now for suppressors. So take all of this into consideration if you were thinking of getting this guy. Overall, I would say this is a really good suppressor. It's extremely quiet, hard use rated. It's made in collaboration with B&T, who's been in the game longer than almost every other company making cans right now, and it manages flash incredibly well. The cons are, for me, it is a very high back pressure can, and it's slightly on the heavier side. I also have noticed so far with my time with it, it does get hot really fast. But let me go over a couple other things that might help you find value in one way or the other. What I personally value these days with suppressors is a hard use rated can that manages flash entirely and is as low back pressure as possible. I'm happy to take on weight and poorer sound performance as long as it meets those other three demands. Ideally, it does everything well, and I do have a suppressor I'm going to talk about soon that does that, but for the Exigent, the high back pressure was a tough one for me to get past. Now, this doesn't mean that it's a bad can. In fact, with an adjustable gas block, I'm sure this would have been a way more pleasant experience, but in this current configuration with a non-adjustable gas block during rapid fire, my eyes were absolutely melting with how much gas was getting sent back into my face. And I can tell you right now, that doesn't work really well when you need to be able to see to hit your target. Now, high back pressure is good in some cases, like for reliability. This thing ran incredibly dirty with zero issues, which was due in part to the high back pressure. So in that case, having a reliable gun despite not cleaning it can be really good. For me though, I clean my guns religiously because I'd rather reduce fail points and have things ready if I actually needed them. That's just me though, I like to keep my stuff clean. So like I said before, overall it is a good can. It just currently doesn't check the boxes that I value, so do with that what you will. I'll be sure to make another review when I shoot it with a build with an adjustable gas block, and that could easily change my opinion, so just keep that in mind. That though is the build. These night fighter rifles easily make my top 5 list because of how awesome they are out of the box. Midwest is very hard to compete with when they're making awesome rifles like this. The shooting experience is so smooth, it's reliable, it's well made, and they honestly look really good. These really do in so many ways check the boxes that matter to me in a rifle. Huge fan, great job Midwest Industries. This really is a fantastic first rifle because relatively speaking, they aren't that expensive for what you're getting, and it'll allow you to invest in training right out of the gate, which is so important. Make sure you get to the range and train so you can be more proficient in protecting innocent life. And if you're looking for a community of like-minded individuals in Utah and you've been wanting to gather together, please sign up and attend the range days that I host. I promise you they are way more chill than you're probably thinking, and we have a really good time. I have incredible trainers and leaders who come facilitate the entire thing. Bring a shade tent and a chair, just come hang out with us, make some new friends, and get some good training in. As always, I'm absolutely backed up on my video queue. So much more is coming to the channel. I will see you in the next one.